last along. And so these families began to build their dream, a sacred Jewish home of Chalutzim.
Guided by our past, we learn and teach and grow our tree of life, Tikkun Olam. We're not afraid to stand for what is right, planting the seeds to build a strong identity, loving kindness, justice, and community. I am Sinai, welcoming, loving Sinai, roots and tradition for the Jewish life's our mission, a shining light for me. That's why I'm Sinai, growing together, Sinai, found my connection. We're more than a congregation, we're a family. Standing here today, we know the journey's only just begun. Anive Atah, we build our future here with everyone. So join us to celebrate what's been and what will be. Together we'll make Jewish memories. I am Sinai, welcoming, loving Sinai, roots and tradition for the Jewish life's our mission, a shining light for me. That's why I'm Sinai, growing together, Sinai, found my connection. We're more than a congregation, we're a family. Here's where I have nurtured my Jewish soul. Here's a place where I feel I am home, 'cause I am home. I am Sinai, welcoming, loving Sinai, roots and tradition for the Jewish life's our mission, a shining light for me. That's why I'm Sinai, growing together.
Yo no escucho nada. ¿Sí? Espera. Bueno, mejor que no se escuche nada.
Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay 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 la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la la ya la la Shabbat Shalom. So now, Shabbat has started, and we had a good weather. That's in synchrony with the Shabbat. That's good because we didn't have a great afternoon, but it's a beautiful evening right now. And thank you all for coming here. Thank you all people watching us online. As you can see, I am on my own today. We have Rabbi Lidwak away because he's basically celebrating the bar mitzvah, family bar mitzvah in another town in the country. So a lot of music today. As you can expect, when I'm on my own, I will do some different tunes, and hopefully, if you know the tunes, you can sing along, you can clap along. The good thing is here is to feel free to participate in any shape or form. So we are going to start this Shabbat service with the singing of Shalom Aleichem on page 142. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharet Malachei Elyon Bi Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי העליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי העליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. צריכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי העליון. מי מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. We read together on page 127. These are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure but what we do not gain. On Shabbat we seek to not to acquire but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. We commence our service on page 130, singing Lechun el Ananal Adonai. Come, let us sing to Adonai, let us acclaim the rock of our deliverance, and let us greet God with thanksgiving, singing psalms of praise. Lechun eranena l'Adonai, nari aletzur isheinu, ekadma fanam vetoda, izmiro nari alo, ekadma fanam vetoda, izmiro nari alo. Ki el gadol Adonai hu melech gadol al kol Elohim asher be'yado mekere haaretz v'to'afot harim lo asher be'yado mekere haaretz v'to'afot harim lo. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la asher be'yado mekere haaretz v'to'afot harim lo. Bottom of page 131. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. השמיים ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ. ירם הים ומלואו. יעלו שדי וכל אשר פה, אז ירננו כל הצייר. לפני אדוני כיפה כיפה לשפוט הארץ. ישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים באמונתו. Sambru Adonai bechinor, sing praise to Adonai with the lyre and melodious song. Sameru Adonai bechinor, bekol zimbra, b'chatzrotzrot, בקול שופר. הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, בקול זמרה, בחצרוצרות בקול שופר. הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, ביושבי פעם, נערות ימחה וקם יחד, הרים ירננו, לפני אדוני כי בא, לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, ועמים במישרים, קידם הימום לו, תבל ביושבי בם, נהרות ימחה וקו יחד, הרים ירננו. I think I realized I don't have lights. Am I right? I can see myself here, so I am in the dark. So if you don't mind, I can go. It's okay. Marcelo.
¿Qué? No. Ask.
Right, that's now. What do you think? Is different? Yeah, I know. Light has come. So we turn to page 138, and we greet the Shabbat with the words of Lecha Dade. Come, my beloved, meet the bride. Let us welcome the presence of the Shabbat. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat ne'ekabela lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat ne'ekabela lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat ne'ekabela shamor v'sachor ben divurei echad hishmi'anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad hu shemo echad l'shem u'letiferet ve'litela lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat ne'ekabela lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat ne'ekabela likrat Shabbat lechu ben del chagim bekor hamberacham berosh mikerem ne'esucha zol ma'aseh v'maksha batchila
אותי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך אותי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי כי בעורף קומי אורי הורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We face the door to greet the Shabbat bride. בואי בשלום ועטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני העם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, להדודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. You may sit down. מזמור שיר ביום השבת, page 140. מזמור שיר ביום השבת, לא להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. יגיד בבוקר חסדך באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל על די היגיון בחינות. מזמור שיר ביום השבת, מזמור שיר ביום השבת. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך הארנדל. הגדלו מעשיך אדוני מאוד עמקו, מחשבותיך מזמור שיר ליום השבת. מזמור שיר ליום השבת. Let me hear you. We end what's called the Kabbalat Shabbat, the welcoming of the Shabbat, with Psalm 93. Adonai Malach Keut Labesh, Adonai is sovereign, God is wrapped in grandeur. Adonai Malach Keut Labesh, Labesh Adonai Hozita Sar, Haftikon Tevel Baltimont, Articon, Tevel Baltimont, נכון כי שכר מאז, בעולם אתה, נשאו נערות אדוני,
נשאות נהרות קולם, בישאו נהרות תוך ים, בקולות מים רבים, אדירים משברי ים, אדיר במרום אדוני, אדיר במרום אדוני. עדותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נבע קודש, אדוני לאורך ימים, אדוני לאורך ימים, מקולות מים רבים, אדירים משברי ים, אדיר במרום אדוני, אדיר במרום אדוני.
Karen and wives, would you like to light the Shabbat candles? Maybe you can bring your daughter if you want. Maybe if you're with a friend if she wants that too. You don't have to do anything. You just come. She will do the work. Huh? Okay. I'll give you a match. Please rise for Baruch. Page 146.
Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, Baruch et Adonai המבורח, ברוך אדוני המבורך, לעולם ועד, לעולם, 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 ועד.
Page 148. The words in Hebrew are Borei Yom Valayla Golel Or Mipnei Choshech Uvchovechoshech Mipnei Or. This is about how we transition from light into darkness and darkness into life. That's the cycle of the day and the cycle of life.
Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. We try together. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light,
Night becomes day, day turns to night.
rolling to dark, rolling to light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Rolling to dark, rolling to light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Rolling to dark, rolling to light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Rolling to dark, rolling to light. Night becomes day, day turns to light. Rolling to light, rolling to light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Rolling to dark, rolling to light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Page 150. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are alive, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Israel. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Bahem. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Bahem. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. You may be seated. Julian, do you feel confident to come and lead us in the Ve'ahavta?
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלתך ושופך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות יד ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיהם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Thank you, Julian.
Wow.
He's ready already, yeah. Coming bar mitzvah in September. On page 157, we read, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We sing Micha Mocha on page 158.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha lehendar b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha lehendar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Osef elem, Nora tehilot, Osef elem, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha lehendar b'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha lehendar b'kodesh. ונאמר כי פרעה את יעקב וגיע לו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני העל ישראל.
Bless our sleep with peace, Adonai, and awaken us to life when we rise. השכיבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לשלום, ועמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו בחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים ועל ירושלים ועל ירושלים. אמן. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם. Your turn. ושמרו בני ישראל לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Let me hear you. בני ישראל ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. שבת וינך שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
So I need some setup here. Marcel is wondering what does it mean that? Yeah. It means I need to put my wireless microphone. And by the way, I see Deborah. Hi. Wow. Nice to see you, Deborah Ulmuth. Good. Welcome back. Page 164, we rise for the Amidah. Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Fi Agi, Teilatecha, Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agi, Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agi, Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agi, Tehilatecha. We take this moment for our silent prayer. We can hum the words, the music. You can actually follow the lyrics if you want any words in or a particular prayer in the Amidah that goes from page 164 to page 180. You can choose a passage. You can meditate with the words that your heart may prompt. This is our free time, our time to connect with God, to have a conversation with the divine above.
May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. יהיו לרצון נמרי פי ויום ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. On page 180. יהיו לרצון נמרי פי ויום ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי ויום ליבי לפניך. ינענעי יאי רי 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 יאי רי 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 יאי רי 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 ya ra 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 ya ra 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 ra. עושה שלום ממרומיו, עושה שלום ממרומיו במרומיו. הוא יעשה שלום, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. יאי רי 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 yai rai 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 rai. You may be seated. This is a time in our service that we think about people in our congregation, in our midst, who are in need of a prayer of healing. The prayer can be found on page 371. 371. מי שבירה אבותינו מקור הברכה אמותינו. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. On this Shabbat we especially think of Osvaldo Beraza, John Berger, Selma Berger, Elliot Citron, Eliyahu Ben Reuven Ben Miriam, El Karak, Rita Gold, Marion Gordon, Renee Graham, Sharon Greenberg, Joseph Grunberg, Shanna Grunberg, Sedel Howitt, Ed Jones, Mindy Elizabeth Jones, Susan Jones, Joss Cantor, Alice Klein, Susan Dvora Schwartz, Barry Sugar, Nancy Simon, Ruben Ben Selig, Betsivia Halevi, Arieh Tzvi Ben Sora, Kevin Webb, Peter Wells, Thelma Batzeli. For all of them we wish Refuah Shlema, Refuah Nefesh, Refuah Aguf. Mi shebeira מקור הברכה לאמותינו, וזו שנדע קירי, with רפואה שלמה, renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Speak to Aaron.
Let me use this mic. This is better for speaking. Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, "This is how you shall bless the children of Israel. May God bless you and keep you. May God enlighten you and be gracious to you. May God look on you with favor and grant you the gift of shalom, peace. They shall bestow my name upon the children of Israel, so that I will bless them." This ancient prayer, known as the priestly benediction, or in Hebrew, the Birkat Kohanim, was given by the descendants of Aaron, the priest, and it is found in this week's Torah portion called Naso. Some of us are old enough to remember, especially in the Reform movement here in America, when services ended with the rabbi clad in a black robe, raising his arms and intoning the prayer. And for that reason, this prayer is also known as Nesiat Kapayim, the lifting of the hands, because of the priest's uplifted hands through which the divine blessings flow. And at the end of the service, this was a moment of great majesty in keeping with the style of Reform worship in those days. But what do we know about this special prayer, this special blessing? In Orthodox and many conservative synagogues, the Birkat Kohanim, this priestly benediction, the priestly blessing, is chanted in a different way. On weekdays and on Shabbat, it is chanted with no special fanfare during the repetition of the Amidah, the standing prayer. But on high holidays and on festivals, it is pronounced by the Kohanim, the priest, who claim priestly descent in a ceremony that recalls the ritual in the ancient temple, the ancient holy temple. After the Kedusha, the Kohanim, the priests, leave the sanctuary to remove their shoes and wash their hands. Each Kohen covers his or her face with a talit so as not to distract people and to prevent them from looking at the Kohanim. Facing the congregation, they spread their outstretched fingers from the Hebrew letter Shin. That's why you see people doing that. That symbolizes the Shin of the word Shaddai, which means the Almighty, one of the names which we call God. And basically, that's, everyone who's looking at if you can do that or not, if you are a true Kohen or not. I'm not that sure if that's the case. I think many people who are not Kohanim can do that, but this is the tradition, that only the priest can do that. You know I'm a Kohen too. I bear my last name cannot be hidden from me. And actually, I did perform this prayer in many occasions. I remember when I was especially in my grandfather's shul, my grandfather said, "No, you have to come and help us doing this prayer." So to make certain that the Kohanim pronounce the word correctly, the cantor usually chants each word from a written text, and the Kohanim, they repeat it. Then they return to their seats, and once again they become ordinary members of the congregation. But this ritual is not seen in Reform synagogues, as the Reform movement long ago rejected the notion of priestly status. When the temple stood in Jerusalem, priests and Levites had specific jobs to do. They conducted the sacrificial cult, sang and played the accompanying melodies, and they were responsible for the temple's physical maintenance.
But when the temple was destroyed by the Romans in 70 CE, these duties and the prestige that went with them were lost, at least until the Messiah comes to rebuild the temple and restore the priestly cult. To ease the pain of suddenly finding themselves no more privileged than the common folk, priests and Levites were granted a few courtesies, such as being called to the Torah before anyone else. You know, traditionally, the first aliyah is reserved for the Kohanim, for the Kohen, the second aliyah for the Levites, for the Levim, and then the rest is Israel. So Kohanim were first, Levites, and then the Israel are symbolizing the three main groups in Israel. Another thing that the Kohanim usually enjoyed is this ritual that I mentioned before, where they stand in front of the congregation. But you know, as a modern religion with a bent towards egalitarianism, the Reform movement will have none of that. Moreover, thanks to the impulse towards democratization in Jewish life, every Jew is entitled to pronounce Birkat Kohanim. Rabbis and cantors do so when, for example, we bless the Bnei Mitzvah or the confirmants or couples under the Huppah, or when we're reaffirming a vows in a marriage, or when we do a conversion. You know, many opportunities for us to say the blessing. And you see that every time we have our meetings, so we have this private moment there, and then we do the blessing. So that's very common. But clergy do not have sole title to Birkat Kohanim. Parents recite it when blessing the children at the Shabbat dinner table. Indeed, this may be the most spiritually gratifying utilization of these ancient words. Kids today are not accustomed to being blessed by the parents. We see hugs, we can see high fives, you know, when we even, I was talking to, my son was hearing me reading this aloud. I said, what was the word? Back slaps. He said, what do you mean? He thought that I was going to slap. No, you know, like gentle back slaps. But this is, the concept of blessing the children is not very common nowadays. But blessings, in fact, are something else. One sees the special impact of a blessing when the parent introduces this brief ritual into the Shabbat home observance. The blessed children radiate a special glow that is surely a reflection of God's presence. This is precisely the intended effect of Birkat Kohanim. The Torah offers this explanation for why God commands the priest to pronounce it. It says in the Torah, on number 627, thus they shall link my name with the people of Israel, and I will bless them. In word and deed, and in bestowing an ancient blessing at important times in people's lives, all of us can help make God's presence felt into the world around us. So summarizing, the truth is that this blessing is one of the most spiritually uplifting moments in Jewish life, as the entire congregation is embraced in a divine hug. We perform this prayer, as we said before, on many occasions, at home, as part of the Shabbat ritual, at the synagogue, when at least we have the opportunity to bless bar mitzvahs in couples, and you know, and we see by doing that, especially for couples, you know, we wish them a great life ahead of them. In my own particular case, I can only emphasize how lucky I have been over the past 25 years serving as a cantor, to be able to be part of those special moments of great connection and intimacy. So with that, I want to leave you with one tune that is very known to all of us, that has been adapted to this ancient prayer of Birkat Kohanim, that I'm sure you will recognize, doesn't need any introduction. And if you know it, please sing along. May the Lord protect and defend you. May He always shield you from shame. May you come to be
in Israel a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be the serving of praise. Strengthen them, O Lord, and keep them from the stranger's ways. May God bless you and grant you long lives. May God make you good mothers and wives. May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor them, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Sabbath prayer. We rise for Aleinu, page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כאויי הארצות, אלא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כעת, וגור עלינו ככל עמונה, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
At this point in our service, we think of those who are no longer with us physically, but they are in spirit. We especially think of the people who have died over the past 30 days, Jack, Liv, uncle of Claudia, Liv and Margie. And we also think about the following yahrzeits of our congregant loved ones: Deborah Alexander, Alba Maria Barraza, Paul Berkowitz, Joseph Foster, Sylvia Friedman, Cheryl M. Gold, Charles S. Green, Julius Greenwald, Francis Hochscheiter, Jacob Cass, Jerome Lane, Ralph J. Lindo, Rose Max, Dorothy S. Schiffman, Abraham Schwartz, Itzhak Shalev, Stephen Siegel, James T. Tierweller, Seidel Weintraub, Leroy Wiener. And also we remember the yahrzeit of those who are remembered here on our memorial walls. For all of them, we stand as one, as a congregation, and recite Kaddish Yatom, Mourners Kaddish, together. Itgadal ve'itgadash shemei rabba, ve'alma divra chirute, ve'amlich malchute, ve'chayechon o ve'mechon, וחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו, אמן. יש מרבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפואר ויתרומם, ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירם דעלמה ואמרו אמן. יש למה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. המקום מנחם אתכם בתוך שרבי לציון בירושלים. May the one who is a source of consolation grant you and your family's consolation together with all mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. May be seated. Once again, I want to wish you Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Again, Rabbi Litvak is away for a family bar mitzvah, but he will be back next weekend. We want to thank you to Nora and Ted Weinreich in honor of their anniversary, Claudia Liv in memory of Jack Liv, and Terry Max in memory of Rose Max. Summer is coming. All the programming, we have so much going on now, it's getting a bit quieter. Thank God for me, at least I can get now, well, not quite, the thing is, now it's getting quieter in terms of programming, but for me it's now preparation for high holidays and all the year ahead. We have, I'm telling you, just giving you a heads up, we have our musical events committee who already met twice, making a lot of programming for amazing musical events for next year. So I need to use this summer to get ready for all of it. Otherwise, it will be complicated. If you want to see things happening, I will be here all day, every day in the office doing that. But it's going to be a wonderful year ahead. We had a wonderful congregational meeting last Wednesday with a lot of people here, and it was a great opportunity to review the year that we had that has passed and the year ahead that is coming up. So with that, I think, let me see. Yeah. So that's the end of our service. Usually we are going now to invite people for Kiddush to stand and for the last song. So I want you to do something different. I know sometimes we tend to not to sometimes to like changes, but
I want to do something different. So if you don't mind standing and coming closer so that we can feel this well with your presence. Yeah, just can make a nice circle here. Oh. And I need a volunteer for, huh? Who wants to hold the Kiddush cup? You hold the Kiddush, good, one holds the Kiddush cup. Okay. I have many, actually kids, all the kids, if you want to grab, please grab a Kiddush cup from here. Talia? Beautiful. Not yet, eh? You don't drink it yet. Not yet. And for the challah, yeah, my wife, yes. So it's good to have my wife, yes, indeed. I know I expressed that, at least in Reform synagogues, I know that priestly blessing was the way that rabbis used to end the service with. Where I grew up, there are, and I know they can testify here, I have people from Argentina, the words that the rabbi closes the service with is Adonai os liamoiten, Adonai yivarech et amo shalom. That comes from Psalm 29, and it says that God gives strength to the people, his people of Israel, and blesses his people with peace, with shalom. And usually I sing this song towards the beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat, but I wanted to finish with this song. Adonai Yos, ve'amo iten Adonai, yevarech et amo. Adonai Yos, ve'amo iten Adonai, yevarech et amo. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, oreh peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav, tzavanu b'shabbat kodesho, be'ahava u'ratzon, Hilanu zikaron lemase reishim ki hu yom techila mikra'ei kodesh zecher yitziat Yisrael ki Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, המוציא לחם הארץ. אמן. שבת שלום.